Hi guys, today's Australia Day in 2024 and it's my aquarium here, me and Reggie's aquarium, and what we're going to do is put some flake in. It's just a midday snack, and we're also going to put in some bottom feeder pellets. So Reggie's going to put a bit of food in. It's just a bit of a midday snack, and I'm just going to do a 5 to 7 minute video about just watching the fish. So we're starting off with, is that about 12 or 15 pellets just as a snack? Roundabout.
Yeah.
They're going to get put in there. Okay, we'll probably start seeing some fish going towards that. And as the Hoplos realise, I'll just start eating off the bottom there as well.
And then there's
We'll put a little bit of flake in as well. So in this tank we do have 4 Swordtails, 2 males and 2 females. We've got 5 Cardinal Tetras, we've got a bronze Catfish, we've got 2 Hoplos, and we've got a Redtail Shark. And I'm not too sure if I missed any of the other fish. Oh, actually we do have 2 Bristlenoses as well. So a bit of flake's been put in there, and we'll just sit back and I'll try and hold the camera steady and we'll just see what happens. Enjoy. We are looking to have a 57 litre Fluval Flex tank that's going to be mainly for some shrimp, and we'll get some rasboras in with the shrimps, and a July Corydoras will be put in there, and we're going to set up a very well planted aquarium that's mainly going to be focused on shrimp. We'll probably have mixed coloured shrimp for display purposes and not for breeding purposes. All the action's sort of here at the moment. Fairly recently put in the driftwood at the back there. It's made the Hoplos very happy. We have a male and female Hoplo. Redtail Shark was just very aggressive then. Not ideal candidate to have with Swordtails. The Swordtails were introduced. The Redtails, we know, as they get bigger they get a little bit more aggressive sometimes, so this may be moved into a larger tank a bit later. We'll see how he goes. Not too sure if anyone in the comments can put in any comments if you own any Hoplo catfish, or if you've got a Redtail Shark, or you breed Swordtails. All interesting topics of conversation, that's for sure. In this particular 3-foot tank, we've also got some floating plants at the top there. Sort of food stuck in there on the bottom right, that red thing, that's a bit of leftover food, cichlid pellet from earlier today. I haven't taken it out yet, it's still being nibbled at. We're sort of going for the more natural type of feel of the tank and trying to not over clean it. Very important to have the bacteria and the algae happening. So we're trying to get it fully cycled, and so its bacteria is running and everything else is running smoothly. Got a few snails in this tank as well, the ram horns and a couple other species. Thinking of putting in a mystery snail. Just stay here for a little bit. We have had a few snail eggs, of course, and they look like they've hatched fairly recently, so we may see a few more snails coming into the tank. Higher up in the tank there for you guys. I know there's a bit of a glare. We do have the light that sits more to 2/3 of the tank, and 1/3 of the other side of the tank doesn't have so much light. It's a little bit darker down one end. This tank was a second-hand tank we bought, not a brand new one. Over the years I've always bought brand new ones generally. This one I decided to bite the bullet and get a second-hand one just to get back into the hobby again. Here's our crazy Redtail Shark. We call him the Enforcer, but again at some point I think it might be wise to put him into a larger tank with some larger fish. As per their behaviour, they're semi-aggressive and they can wear out other fish and chase them to their demise even if they don't leave them alone. He has no interest in the Cardinals, but he has shown a bit of chasing tendencies with the Swordtails. It definitely gives them a bit of trouble, but they seem to be fairly hardy. But at some point, you would think, that if it keeps up and he gets bigger and stronger, that they may not be able to survive. So we have got that in my mind to move the Redtail Shark into another tank. But our second tank, getting back into the hobby, will definitely be the first time owning some shrimp. And get some cherry shrimp and a few other colours and see how we go with some Resporas in the tank, as I mentioned. July catfish would be nice, or maybe some other type of catfish. Any suggestions on what can go well with shrimps, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll tell you what, we really like our Hoplos. We wouldn't mind having a bigger tank and just trying to breed the Hoplos actually. We have read a bit about that. My young fellow Reagan, he's read a bit about it and done a bit of research, and we're pretty cool to breed them actually. But ideally we don't want to breed in this 3-foot tank. We're not really looking to put any more fish in here, maybe just a few more Cardinals. So we've got about, say, 8 to 10 of them. Currently we've got 5, so we'll add a few more in just to get their numbers a little bit better, and put a mystery snail in. But besides that, the tank's pretty much where we want it to be for now. I'm not too sure if we need to put any more plants in. It's semi-planted, I would say. Some plants are thriving better than others. This one here seems to be thriving quite well. It's quite tall and thriving quite well. The one in the centre is probably struggling, if anything, and it's sunburnt, or what you would call it. It's not quite thriving 100%. I'm not a plant expert. And then the one down this side, it's a bit sort of shaded, is definitely thriving quite well. There's another plant behind it, which the bottom half has been sort of stripped back. I'm not too sure at night time if the Hoplos like to have more, more visibility, so they strip that plant away where they like to sit around the log. But it's definitely been stripped back a bit, and a bit further up too, I can see. But it's growing, but it's just a bit stripped back. Okay, we'll go for a few more minutes, guys, and I'll wrap up the video. I will step back towards the end just to give you a sort of a full view of what this tank looks like. It hasn't been cleaned, as in the glass hasn't been cleaned, and there's a few things floating around in the water. As I said, the driftwood was put in fairly recently. I'm trying to see if there's any micro-organisms in the water that are visible. I think I saw a few, but so they're starting to increase in numbers, which is always a healthy sign of a tank slowly getting established. So hopefully we do get some more micro-organisms. If you do have any tips on how this tank should be managed, so it does run smooth and all the fish are happy, let us know. The nitrite levels are good, the ammonia levels are good, pH is good. The tank has been warm between 25 to 27 degrees generally, because we're sort of summer here in Australia, and we do try to have the aircon on sometimes just to keep it a bit cool on very hot days, so it doesn't go spiking up to 29 degrees or higher, which would become uncomfortable after fairly rapidly, I guess, for some fish. But I'm sure some of you will say the Redtail Shark shouldn't be in this tank, and I acknowledge that it's, we put in the Swordtails fairly recently, and that Redtail Shark did give them a bit of grief, and I was worried I was going to have to take the Redtail out or take the Swordtails back to the shop, but we decided to stick it out. And there around the top there's only 4 Swordtails just there on the screen. And they get more aggressive with each other, to be honest. But the Redtail's giving him a bit of grief. He's definitely likes to maybe sees them as a threat, or they're just that right size fish for them to chase. But there's one in the corner there, you may notice it and come down at it. I'm a big fan of Redtail Sharks, just I've had them over the years. I have owned a big 40 centimetre black shark one time, and they're ultra aggressive. They like to chase a lot of things, and definitely shouldn't be having them into tanks that have smaller fish. I had a Blacktail Shark jump out of a tank once, and we thought our house was being broken into. We come downstairs and there's a Blacktail Shark bouncing around on the floor, and to be honest it looked like it was white, and then went grey when we put it back in the tank for half a day. Then it came back and it was black after that, but probably could have nearly died if we didn't hear it flapping around. My housemate, truth be told, went downstairs with a baseball bat because we thought we were being robbed. So yes, some of our shark stories. Big fan of the silver sharks. I'm would like to have like a 6-foot tank with a couple of those in it and a few other big species fish. But I'm moving away myself from African cichlids and American cichlids generally speaking to just try and set up more community sort of based tanks. Okay, what I'll do is I'll pan back, guys, and give you guys just a bit of a look what the tank looks like. It's just to get a bit of an idea, and we'll wrap this call up until next time. But this will be the first video going onto this new channel, and hope you enjoyed it. Okay, just give it 20-30 seconds and I'll wrap it up. Please subscribe, comment and like, and yeah, enjoy having your own tropical fish tanks, guys. Bye bye.